Hey YouTubers, well I got another video review for you. Today we're going to be installing some seat covers from EKR on the 23 Kia Sportage, and I've already installed some on my 2024 Toyota RAV4, and I've had great success with them. And so my buddy seen them, wanted some for his cars, and so come on, I'm going to show you how to do it. They'll come in a little box like this, and you can see it's all strapped up. And you can see right here, everything's been vacuum sealed. So you can see right here, you've got a reusable vacuum sealed bag. It's got a zipper on it. Yeah, here's all your paperwork, all the EKR information. And you can see right there, it says 23 Kia Sportage EX. So, yep, we're gonna go ahead and get started. And the best thing you can do is just kind of take these out of the package and just let them sit out in the sun so they can warm up. And I gotta say, man, these are really nice and thick. I mean, really nice and thick. These are the same design that I have in my RAV4. I'll show you here in just a second, that I've been pleased with. Just gonna pull them out. You see, this here is the back seat, part of the back seat. And you guys can see these are all really nice quality. You get padding, real thick padding here on the bottom of them, and then you know, all the straps, it's all sewn on there really nice. Even comes with a headrest and all that, and then it comes with a little trim tool. Now before we install them on the Kia, I was going to show you mine here in my RAV4. And like I said, these have been in here probably 6 months to a year, and I have been very pleased. In fact, we went with the same design leather. I think these are synthetic leather here, and the ones that I got for the Sportage are like a Napa leather. But I've got the EKR floor mats. Man, I've been pleased with those. You see how far they come up on the sides and along the side right in here. I mean, look at all the dirt and trash and stuff in there. They seem to do a good job. And then the seat covers, you can see, I mean, we sit in this thing all the time, and everything's still nice and tight. We hadn't tightened anything up since we installed them, and none of the stitchings come loose. You know, I was surprised for some cheap seat covers how well they work. I'll even show you on the driver's side. Same thing on the driver's side. I know it's dirty in here, that's fine. I drive this thing, but you can see that. I mean, look at that. I mean, this is my daily driver, and the seats in this thing look great. I mean, you can't even tell that these are seat covers. And it took me about 2-3 hours to install them in this car, me and my girlfriend. All right guys, so what you want to do is go ahead and pull all your headrest off. You know, it's pretty self-explanatory. Once you pull the headrest off, then you're just going to find the appropriate cover and slide it over, and you can tell that these are, you know, a good tight fit. And you know, you might see a few wrinkles on there, but you know, literally these are cold. It's kind of a cool day, and once the sun comes out, you know, it'll press some of these wrinkles out, make it nice and flat. But you can see just this one here on the driver's side, you know, it looks really good. And we've got all the covers done. We're going to go ahead and pull all them back off, and then we're going to start putting the actual seat covers on. And so stay tuned. All right, so here we go guys. You can see on the driver's side over there, we've got that tannish color, and we went ahead and put the EKR seat cover on the passenger side here. And you can see, I mean, it makes a world of difference. I mean, it just looks so different. This gray color was real hard to match up, so we decided just you know, go with the black, and it turned out really nice. And you can see right here, you've got your opening for your airbag, and there's your little tag, so when you go to put it in, you know, you know which side goes where. And then you can see right in here, you know, look how nice and tight that fits up underneath there. And even in the front, I mean, nobody is going to be able to just look in your vehicle and say, oh man, those are seat covers. You're not going to be able to tell. And they just fit in there nice and tight. And here in the back as well, you can see just how good that they look. Now, if you see any kind of wrinkles, that's fine. I mean, like I said, it's a kind of a cool day out here today, and so the sun hadn't pressed those wrinkles out yet. But you know, there's lots of adjustment on these where you can tighten them up and stretch them out a little bit, and then the sun will stretch them out some as well. Now, you know, like I said there in the beginning, you're going to need a couple of tools to do it with, and the tools are the trim tool that comes with it, and then your other tool that you're going to need is some sort of mat, just to make it easier on your knees. I've had this one for like 20 years, that's why it looks so rough. But you know, some sort of mat to be able to kneel on so you don't wear your knees out getting in here, because you're going to have to get up underneath the seat and beside the seat. But anyways, I wanted to go ahead and show you what they look like though before we started on the driver's side. We wanted to go ahead and do one, so we were not telling you how to do something we've not done ourselves. But there it is on the passenger side, so we're going to go ahead and jump to the driver's side. Stay tuned. So this here is your driver's side seat bottom, and I'm going to flip it around where you can see the bottom side here, and you can see that there's some nice padding, and these are really thick. I mean, it's not just like some real thin fabric seat covers where, you know, there's no layers there. This has got several layers, and you can see you've got your leather there, and then you've got, it looks like 2 layers of foam, and it's, like I said, it's pretty thick. Now, if this looks intimidating to you, don't let it be, because it's not. I mean, literally all these little buckles and the little straps are just adjustment points. So, you know, let's say you get a little wrinkle and you want to tighten it up and make it fit. That's how you get these to fit so nice and tight, and make it look like it's just a regular, you know, seat instead of just a seat cover, by, you know, using these buckles. And so best thing you can do is just put your mat down on the ground, and then you just go ahead and put your seat cover in like this. Pull all the buckles and everything to the outside, fit that cover there on your seat just like this. You've got this buckle here, this one here, and this one here. You can see all 3 of them. What you want to do is just kind of feed them in through the seat. Now you're going to have to take and push with your fingers in there and just feed the buckle through there. There's nothing to it. You just feed them on through there. And now keep in mind, on the back part of the seat there's a piece of hard plastic, and so when you push the buckles through there, you're going to feel that hard plastic, and you're probably going to have to go in the back and pull it through around that hard plastic to pull this tight. And so I'm going to go ahead and do that next, once I get it pushed down in here a little further. Here in the back, like I said, there's this hard plastic here, and then you've got this little carpeted piece, and this just unhooks. This is the factory piece, and you can see it's got a little hook here and a hook here. And this just unhooks, and you just kind of stick this up here out of the way. If you want to, you can take and hook it right there on the back of the seat like that. And then those buckles that I pushed through, you can see there's 1, 2, and 3. Basically just sticking out the bottom of the seat right there. Well, what you need to do is move the buckles to the outside of the connector. You can see there's an electrical connector there, and then there's one here. You want the buckle to fit on the outside, one closest to the door and then closest to the console, not on the inside part. That way you're not tugging on those electrical wires. You know, when you go to tighten it up, you're not pulling on anything that you shouldn't be. But now, you know, once you get those buckles in the right location, then reach through there and you can grab a hold of that fabric and pull that seat bottom nice and tight in the bottom of the seat. All right guys, so next you're going to take this little piece that's right here on the side of the seat. It's got a piece of like styrofoam sewed into it, and you know, it's nice and round, and then there's a little elastic piece with a zip tie hanging off of it. What you're going to do is poke that zip tie in the corner of the seat there. And the reason they do that is so it's easy for you to push it down in there with that zip tie and reach up underneath the seat and grab it, and then you can put that piece of styrofoam in there by forcing it in the side of the seat there with the trim tool. And you can work it in with your hands as well, makes it a lot easier. And you can see she's just taking and pressing it in there with that trim tool and working it in with your fingers as well. But you can already see that the bottom of the seat is fitting in there nice and tight, and you know, we ain't even made any kind of tightening adjustments or anything yet. I mean, that's how, you know, tight these things fit in here. And like I said, we haven't, you know, tightened any buckles or tightened any elastic or hooked anything together. And you can see right here on the back, she just put that other piece of elastic with a zip tie down in there, and then she's going to tuck that piece of leather down into the corner of the seat, work it in with a trim tool in your hands, and you know, she's only done this on 1 or 2 other little seats. She's never really done this kind of work before, but we did it on the RAV4 and it was really easy to do, and we thought, hey, let's try it on the Kia. And you'll play around with the settings on the seat. You'll adjust it forward and backwards, whichever way is best for you to get it, be able to get your hands in there, and whatever's best for you to get in there to work on it. All right, now here on the front of the driver's seat, you can see you've got this little elastic piece, and it's got a little hook on the end of it. And what you're going to do is just kind of tuck it up underneath the front of the seat there, kind of hide it. And then, you know, you'll eventually hook it up underneath the seat on the frame, and then you can see those straps will feed all the way to the back. 3 buckles, which I showed you where I pulled it out underneath the back there. All right guys, so you can see that she's pulling the elastic pieces with the buckles up underneath the seat, and we're steering clear of any kind of wires or sensors that are up underneath the seat there. So you want to make sure that you fit these elastic pieces as close to the bottom of the seat above all the wiring as you can. That way you're not mashing on anything or trying to tighten these down and crushing any wires or any kind of sensors or any of that. All right, so what we're doing now, you can see we've got all 3 of the elastic fed to the buckles up underneath the seat. And like I said, we went above the wiring, and so now we're just tightening those buckles up. And that way it stretches that seat bottom out and makes it fit that seat nice and tight, and there's no slack. So when you get in and out of the vehicle, you know, it's not gonna, you know, be shifting on you. So next, we went ahead and went up underneath the bottom of the seat, and you know, I told you guys there was the little hooks with the elastic on there. Well, we hooked those hooks in up underneath the seat. I can't really show you. I mean, some things you just guys are gonna have to, you know, figure it out yourself. But you take the little hook, fasten it to the seat frame, and then pull it tight, and it tightens up the front corners of the seat. But next, what you want to do is you want to get the seat back, and you can tell the seat back because it looks like this. It has the 2 holes in it for the headrest, and then you'll notice on this one side here you've got a zipper. And what you want to do is just take and open the zipper just like that. And I'm sorry for all the road noise, guys. But once you get the zipper open, you can see the seat cover just opens right up. And all you do next is to open the back door. You'll want to lean the seat back, and then you'll just take the seat cover and put it on there just like you would expect it to go on there. and then you just kind of work it, slide it down, and you ain't got to be gentle with it. It's leather, so you can shake it, and it just falls into place. All right, so next you want to go to the front here, and you want to take these flaps, and you want to fold them up underneath the seat there. It's pretty self-explanatory. And then once you feed those through there, you can see that, you know, things are starting to take shape, and the seat's starting to tighten up some. And then you'll take and pull the seat up. So next, we're gonna go over here and we're gonna zip the seat up. And once you zip the seat up, that really takes a lot of the play out of it and makes the seat fit on there a lot better. And you'll notice right there's a wrinkle, and that's just because it's cold outside, and once it starts heating up, these wrinkles will go away. And plus, we ain't tried to tighten anything down yet, so it ain't gonna be perfect just yet. You've got to tighten it down. All right, so next what you want to do is take right here at the headrest part, and you can take and just kind of mash the seat around those little adjusters for the headrest, and you can just mash that leather around. And you can use your trim tool and tuck it up underneath there if you can't get it with your fingers. But then once you do that, it really tucks that leather in. It makes it look nice and form fitted. Now don't be scared to press on it with your fingers. It ain't gonna rip. It's not a feather. You know, these are pretty strong seat covers. And then you can see now that it's kind of tucked it in and created a little bit of looseness right here, and you'll get all that out here in just a few minutes. But first things first, I'm gonna go ahead and stick this headrest on here just to show you guys what it'll look like. Next, we're gonna take the upper flap, and we're gonna hook it up on the back of the seat there, and then take the lower flap, the factory flap, you're gonna tuck it up underneath the seat back. And then there's a piece of blue fabric that peels off here, and I'll show you here in just a second. There you go. And it's just a piece of Velcro that's under that blue fabric. And you gotta get everything tucked up underneath there. And guys, you know, if you would please take a second, like and subscribe to this video, I mean, in the channel. I mean, it takes a lot of time to get in these awkward places, and you know, this is pretty much our Saturday to come over here and videotape all this and try to help you guys, you know, with your own seat cover installation. And we probably got 2 or 3 hours of time just having to video it. And so if you would please like and subscribe. You can see right there, we're just pretty much pulling everything tight. All right, now we're just gonna fold it up, and Velcro, and then we're gonna push this piece down. And it's the same thing on that side over there. And then you've got that little piece of elastic with a hook, and it just hooks up underneath the frame on the seat there. And that makes for a nice clean installation. You ain't got a bunch of crap hanging down, and you know, it just looks nice and neat. Alright, so one thing I do want to point out is right there, that little opening on the side of the seat on each side. You can see that there is like an opening where you can get to the USB port, and then, you know, the little piece here on the back of the seat, if you want to hang a grocery bag or something on that, you're still able to access all that even with the seat covers on there. All right, so that's pretty much it there for the the front. Now I know the seats are pulled too far forward, but because we're still working, gonna start on the back seat, but you guys get an idea of what it looks like when both of them are done. And you know, I just think it looks really good. It looks a lot better than those cream colored tan seats that was in here. I just think the black looks a lot better in here, and plus, you know, it's easier to match up black than it is to try to match up some seat covers to match that tan. So I just think that it looks a lot better in here. And the seat design, you know, it just looks more premium to me. So yeah, I'm very, very pleased. We just got to get this thing cleaned up and get the mats put in it and vacuum out and all that. All right, guys, so we're going to go ahead and jump to the seat backs. And I went ahead and got the 60% of the back of the upper seat, because it's I believe a 60-40 or something, 80-20 split, something like that. But I got the larger piece, and what I did was folded the seat forward. The levers here on the side or on the back there, but I went ahead and folded the seat to where it's got a little bit of an angle. And then you can see right here, I've got the larger piece. We're going to start with the upper piece like this, and then you're going to see right here I'm going to have to unzip it to give us some room to be able to slide that on. Now, I've not put one of these on before in this vehicle, so we're doing this together. So if I make a mistake, I'll come back and tell you, hey, I did something stupid, and redo it. But it looks pretty self-explanatory. It just kind of fits on there. So we went ahead and slid the seat cover over, and now we're just going to put the seat vertical and just start tucking the seat cover in the bottom there. And then you can just pull it out the back. And it, like I said, it helps to unzip this here in the middle. And you'll have to reach up underneath there and grab that seat cover. Sometimes it's kind of hard to grab, but first you can see that we had to unhook that elastic piece, and then once you unhook it, then you should be able to reach up underneath there and grab the seat cover. I can see it sticking out there. Just got to kind of tug on it a little bit. And then on the other side, pretty much you're just going to tuck it up underneath. And then I'm sure you'll reach up underneath and do it just the same way as you did there in the middle. All right, here's you another view where you can see unhooking that little factory piece, folding it back, and then you can reach up underneath and grab that seat cover. And again, guys, you ain't got to be, you know, delicate with this. I mean, that leather's nice and thick, and there's several layers of fabric there, and you can pull on these things and it ain't gonna rip them unless you're just really crazy with it. All right, so next you're gonna go ahead and zip it up here on the back, and then here on the bottom I'm gonna hold this for her. She's gonna fold everything up, get it nice and tight. Then you pull the blue fabric off the Velcro, and then you just kind of work that Velcro down as nice and tight as you possibly can. And you repeat the process for there in the middle. Just pull that seat cover through the bottom. Feed it up underneath the flap. There we go. And we fold the seat cover back, and at the same time we're going to finish zipping it. Now keep in mind, you're going to have a little bit of a wrinkle right in here, and the reason being is because we've not put the headrest on there and stretched it out on the top. You can see right there. All right, so as you can see, we got the seat back on, and just make sure that you remember to put the seat belt through there so you don't have to take it halfway back off like we had to do, but that's all right. Then after we put the seat back on, we went ahead and put the headrest on, just like I showed you with the trim tool and pressing it around. We did that off camera. There ain't no need to keep showing it over and over again, but you can see with just the seat backs on, they're nice and tight, and then they fit really good here on the back as well. Now you will notice there's some wrinkles right in there, and again, once it starts getting hot and they stretch out some, then you know all that won't be back in there. But yeah, we're almost done, guys. Stay tuned. All right, guys, so I'm going to show you something that'll save you a lot of time and hassle, aggravation, and some cuss words. So when you're going to do the bottoms, you want to take the 2 bolts out. There's one there, and then one right there, and then some across the front there. There's 4 in total, and it's a 14 millimeter bolt. Just take it out, and the seat lifts up so you can get in there and feed the buckles and all that through there, and it's a lot less of a hassle than trying to, you know, slide your arms up underneath there and fight with it and all that. All right, guys, so once you get the seat pulled up, you can see that it'll just pull it vertical, and you can take and hook all your straps and buckles in just like that, and then tighten them all up. And strap everything down, and then you got this little Velcro or elastic piece there with a hook on it. Hook it in there if you need to, if that'll work. And then once you get it hooked in place, then you can kind of lower the seat back down and kind of work that seat cover over top of it and get it tightened up. All right, guys, so same thing with the passenger side here in the back. Got your straps. Just hook it in up top, tighten it all up. Makes a world of difference just taking that seat, those bolts out, where you can get up underneath here and make sure everything's nice and freaking tight. It literally takes about 5 minutes to pull all 4 of these bolts out. Then you can see it just falls back down into place. All right, guys, well, we're all done, and it just took a few hours to do. And you can see that it looks a lot better. Now, don't mind the console there. It's a little dirty. We got to get a cover for it. But once we put a black leather cover on it, then, you know, it'll look a lot better in here. But you can see that you can never tell that these are seat covers. I mean, they just fit in there perfect around every piece of plastic. Everything fits in there like it should. And, you know, like I said, I'm pleased with these in my 2024 RAV4, and I just think that they look really good. And you can see the backs as well, that they fit in there. You got the pads for the headrest, the covers for the headrest, and you know, everything fits in there just like it should. Now the back seat, you know, like I said, you got to take these 4 bolts out across the front, and then the seats fold vertical. That way you can get to the bottom and tighten everything up and get the straps and all that tightened up and get all the wrinkles and stuff out of it. Now, I wanted to show you again, there is some wrinkling right here. I'm not trying to hide anything from anybody, but there's some wrinkling right there, and that's fine. That's just because they're cold, you know, and there's some dirt right there. That's where I throw them on the ground, just trying to get them heated up. And it's not a very warm day today. It's like 60 degrees right now. So but once it gets hot here in a few weeks, these will stretch out and there won't be any wrinkles in them. And you can see here's the backs. I mean, look at that. I mean, they're nice and tight, and they're like that on both sides. I mean, they look really good, guys. Very impressed. And then you've got your seat belt that comes through the little slot up there. and very, very impressed. So if you guys are interested in these, make sure you check out my link below. There'll be maybe a coupon code or a link for you. I'll try to get something to help you guys out and give you a little bit of a discount on it. That way, in case you're interested, you can go buy yours. Now, one thing I wanted to point out, there's a wrinkle right there. And again, that'll go away. Trust me, it'll go away. But once you start setting in them and it starts getting hot, they'll stretch out a little bit, and they'll just flatten out, and they'll look absolutely perfect. But these have been in my RAV4, like I said, for probably, I don't know, 6 months to a year, and I've not had any problems with them. I figured with my big ass getting in and out of the seat, I figured it'd probably stretch it out, maybe stretch some of the stitching or some of that maybe in the seat bottoms, and I haven't experienced any of that. Haven't experienced any kind of fading or anything. They're just as nice and black as when I put them in there, and I just gotta say, I'm very, very impressed with them. For the money, you can't beat it. And I'll put a link to these exact ones and all that, and they've got different kinds on there and different designs. If you like this style of the lines going across this way, you know, you can choose this kind, or, you know, they've got a bunch of different kinds on their website, different styles and colors. And, you know, like I said, in the RAV4, you know, I've got the EKR floor mats, and those look good as well, and they cover more area than any other floor mat on the market. And trust me, I've tested most all of them. I've tested probably about 20 something different mats for the RAV4. I have not tested it for the Kia, but I can speak for the RAV4. The EKRs cover more real estate, the mats, than any other mat on the market. So anyways, I'm gonna wrap this video up, guys. I appreciate you staying around. Sorry it's so long and drawn out, but I hope we brought you a good video and taught you how to put these seat covers in. And don't forget that link in the description, save you some money. So until next time, guys, please like and subscribe. See ya.